Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Broiler Chicken Show. Dun, 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 and welcome back. It's time to get things started. It's time to put things right. If you know how that song goes, then you probably remember the last fear cycle peak. Bum, bum, bum. Oh goodness, what a crazy world. Actually, I was tweeting out today I was going through old reminiscing. What did 1980 look like? And actually, holy shit, the world looks quite a bit differently than my memories. I don't remember as many polyester suits, but gee whiz, there sure were a lot of them around those days. Anyway, welcome back to the frivolity. It is, where are we here? It's about 10:30, about 20 after 10 here on Sunday, December 27th, 2020. Oh, goodness. Well, I'll tell you, and I don't know whether it's probably more psychosomatic than anything else, but I sure felt a massive sense of relief once we were on the other side of December 21st, 22nd. Of course, around TRI, Christmas holidays, school's kind of on hiatus right now, so things are a little bit calmer. We as a company, TRI, have had a huge objective to get this website operating and actually producing tradable information through all of our algorithms and technical analysis fancifications. And I have to say, I was chatting with TRI CTO this morning. We had a goal, an objective by year end to get this thing up and running. It's a Herculean task, what he's pulled off here. But we're definitely coming into the finish line very strong here. I'm very, very impressed with Sjord. Not only an absolutely brilliant programmer and, TRI, this vision of JoJo's, we got damn lucky when Sjord came into our world because he thinks about all the little things. I heard there was a major vulnerability that popped up in Rocket Chat, and he's like, holy jeez, Brian, we got to do something about this ASAP. And then, me, I'd be like, okay, well, what does Netscape Navigator suggest we do? 1980s website? Yeah. What do I click? So, not only is he a beautiful programmer, but also best practices, and he's the type of guy where I've actually seen in the past guys who sort of know their shit talk a lot of bullshit, talk up their story a lot. Sjord can just pick them apart in a minute. It's beautiful to watch. So thank you, JoJo. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody, universe, for bringing Sjord and Julian into my life and giving me the ability to be able to do this with all of you. Keep in mind, they always say... there's one economist that I've sort of fallen in love with recently online, this George Gammon guy. And we're sharing and posting tons of his videos and stuff around the site, and I've been tweeting that stuff out recently. One simple economics fact of humans is none of us work for free, right? It's just as simple as that. Because I've had this gift, and I don't know why I was given the gift, but thank heavens, enough people out there in the world think that there is value in this and, have come and bought my product and service and have gotten value out of it and passed along the word. I think you all understand that I'm a very value kind of guy. But at the same time, too, building these kind of websites and oh my goodness, this is extremely expensive. It costs a lot of money. A lot of money. So TRI has reinvested in itself. And The irony of it all is I brought Seord on to just simply replicate my old 1980s website because I sort of self-taught myself HTML and PHP in my school and JavaScript and stuff, and he would laugh at my code because he found it very adorable and very 1980s. And the big goal was to convert this into sort of a usable 21st century platform and product, and actually be commercially viable and perfectly legal and stuff, so we could resell the information. So Seord's pulled it off, and I think this was a very much a karmic balance here. I don't think any of our customers felt like they were taken advantage of, which to me is hugely important. And at the same time too, we were able to build this tool, invest in TRI, and set this platform up to we could really affect some serious positive change in how we humans manage ourselves with regard to things like money. One sort of side effect that I was exceedingly pleased about over the past few years that I never really expected, but it turns out that it just makes a lot of common sense. When you apply good behavioral management strategies to things like your money, it ends up actually spilling over into the rest of your life, right? Don't take too much chance. Don't go and do coke, meth, heroin, crack, and pot on the same evening. Just pace yourself a little bit. Spread the risk out. Maybe this week I do coke. Next week I do meth. The week after that I do whatever. It's the same thing with managing your money in the marketplace. There's some people that OD and they have just the most incredible trips, right? They go to the moon and back. There are other people that OD that they don't come back. So just like money, same thing. I mean, you could bet the farm on something, and if it works, fucking A. And Lambos are on you. But because I've played this game so long, I've played this stupid game for like 30 years, people. That's a very, very long time. If I actually sat there and tried to count up the number of people that I have seen over the decades blow themselves up, it would just be staggering, including many, many retail stock broker customers. One thing that really bothers me, of course, is that this is a fear cycle apex. And what do you think, people? Are you a little bit fearful right now? Problem is, we don't even know who to be fearful of. Are we fearful of little germs that we can't even see? Yep, you better be fearful of that. Are you fearful of your government coming and seizing your property and basically institutionalizing slavery here? It sure feels like it. This is, if anything, to me, this is a perfect fear apex. Actually, it was kind of funny when I was making reference to the fact that I was sharing. I don't know where the hell I put it. I guess over here. I was sharing references to. Are we fearful of our own medical community lying to us? Yep. Why not? Let's throw it on the fear pile. I do find it really interesting, and this is what really surprises me. And what I'm hearing is these two guys, they've got a vested interest because look at them. They live pretty posh lives. I don't know whether you've seen my life, and I joke about it with my community. There's no such thing as monetization on my YouTube platform. I don't care whether you watch this video or not. It's probably why I don't have like 100 million gazillion subscribers and fucking circle jerk sessions 24/7. I don't get into that kind of stuff. If anything, probably the fact that I am a 30-year veteran in this game is what you have to learn if you want to be 30 years in this game is you have to learn. You got to pace yourself. You gotta, by definition, be a chicken shit. You gotta be, by definition, you have to always think, okay, how am I going to get hurt here? So, as I said, the message that I try to convey, and I'm super pleased. I'm super. I mean, I can't tell you how pleased I am. In fact, it will literally bring a tear to my heart. In my eye, if I just think about the fact that all I'm doing is I'm trying to help you people here. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to sell you anything, and it's working. That's what brings a tear to my eye. Is that fuck you. Look at the. Do you see this? This guy here down in the States, for a fucking burger and fries and bottled water, his bill came to over $26 US. For a goddamn hamburger and fries. What the hell is going on in this world? I mean, if this is the case, because growing up for me, a burger and fries would be like, maybe, $5-10 for like a meal. Okay, that's all right. And that's like Canadian, right? If it was like $6.99, right? Or something. So in Canadian, 1.3, that's basically another, what, $9 on top of that? $35 for a burger and fries? And what really pisses me off about this, I mean, you realize $35 for a burger and fries. This course, something like $1,000 that I would charge for would be in that world of $6.99 for your Big Mac meal. So if this world is $35 for your Big Mac meal now, does that mean that I have to increase the price of the level 1 course from $1,000, which I figure is a pretty good investment, to what? That's like 6-fold increase, isn't it? To like $5,000? Is that what the level 1 program should be? Is that the message that I'm being given here? I don't know, man. I don't know what to make out of this world. I'm a little shell-shocked, and I even sort of suggested to you, well, not to you, but to the community, I didn't even know what I really was going to even talk to you guys about here today. Because everything has gone fucking apeshit nuts. Well, you know what the worst part about this is? These motherfuckers. This Mr. Beast Burger. Do you know what they've done? They've gone and created a little laminated 1-page sheet that instructs whoever the person that they send the product to how to put the food together. And they actually outsourced the business to a completely different restaurant. So what's ending up happening here now is that your $6-7 burger meal, which is what it should have been, because there are so many middlemen. This is what fucks Americans over with the healthcare system. And you guys just don't get this. It just pisses me off because nobody will address the problem. This is the problem. It's all the goddamn lazy middlemen. And now this internet was supposed to be this great efficiency provider. It was supposed to make our lives so much easier, so much cheaper. But what's ending up happening is you're getting layers of middlemen, layers of third-party people that are going to fucking Costco and buying toilet paper and then turning around on Amazon and selling them for like 10x markup. And this guy's like, well, $17.73 for a burger? Well, I guess that's right. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Oh, goodness. There you go, Maurice. Oh, there goes Brian. And he's off. Oh, God. I tell you, man. The irony of all this is more rant shit. The irony of all this is I wanted to retire from all of this. Um, Back at the end of 2017, I even told my business partners I was done. I did my job. I was supposed to come here and help the crypto people, and I should be living off on a boat somewhere in the middle of Pacific, not even participating in any of this crap. So, and the worst part about all this is that the poor guy who actually reviewed this burger, he's such a sweetheart. The only reason why I went down this crazy avenue today was because, where was it? Oh, where is he? Right here. I think this was it, maybe. I love Josh. You want to see such a great video of a real honest guy that's going to try and help you out, especially if you're all just sort of YouTube sort of surfers. You don't really know what the hell's going on with capitalism and Bitcoin and all the potential pitfalls. Go watch Josh's video. He's a TRIOGer. Great stuff, Josh. You just keep on shining on, Josh. I love you. You're such a cool person. But anyway, there was a tweet or something that I put out that, and it's probably about Charlie. Way to go, Charlie. Charlie, you fucking rule, man. If anything, I love. Now I'm totally lost. I don't know where the hell I'm going here. Charlie has Litecoin. That's basically his coin. I'm sure he's right back in the story. But look at that volume. If you guys want to learn something from this channel, right? Write this down. Maurice, write this down. Volume speaks. Who can finish that line? Somebody help, and I'm sure Maurice already knows this. Volumes, look at all you guys. E.F. Hutton is on the air. Uh-oh. You remember that? That was a great line from Trading Places. I'm thinking about going long April wheat, Valentine. What do you think? And the whole restaurant stops. That was great. I can think of 3 reasons why you wouldn't want to do that, Judge. Anyway. Hey, Rocker. You got, did we all get the Rocker salute? Hopefully. Anyway, the point here is if you're relatively new to trading, if you're thinking about being a bull, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see the buyers buying, and they're buying hard here. Right? Last time you saw these big rising, big green bars. Look at what happened here, right? Woohoo! You keep in mind, this is a weekly price chart. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 weeks. The damn asset goes from 100 to 400 bucks. Unfortunately, that's probably the kind of environment that we're in right now. So who knows where the hell Charlie's going to top out here, but he's got a head of steam behind him. Congratulations to you, Charlie. I think he said that his coin was going to hit a new all-time high by his birthday next year, eh? I seem to remember we were tweeting out that when it happened. Anyway, so super pleased that you guys have had some faith in me, that I'm not gonna just blow some smoke up your butt. Hopefully, through these rants, you pick up a little piece of information here or there that can make your trading a little bit more profitable, because really, at the end of the day, that's what this is about, right? Full disclosure, this is not financial advice. You all know that. In fact, let's see if we can get a reaction so people watching this video later on. What do we call Brian's crazy broadcast here on the weekend? So YouTubers, when somebody's watching this, I want to see you all type this answer so you all know full well exactly what we call this. Starts with an E. And we have to cover our legal butts, especially with this new year and the way the thank you clean. Edutainment, excellent. Brew-hoo-hoo. Hey, brew-hoo-hoo, you're supposed to be on the inside here, you son of a bitch. Right? You even said the next time I was going to be talking to you, you'd be on the inside. No more excuses. Just kidding. And it's kind of funny when you have like long-time followers instead of long-time watchers. I know your names now, so there's no hiding. You're gonna have to come up with. Well, Kevin Close. Kevin says education. It might be educational, but I think good to see a lot of you did write this answer is what I was looking for, and all 78 of you, I would assume that you all understand this. And whoever watches this video later on, that this is purely edutainment, right? No guarantees with any of this. I might tell you what I'm doing with my money. I am never going to tell you what to do with your money. Yeah, I think that's probably really simple. M Crypto M says, "Hey Brian, question. With most of the support levels for altcoins against BTC are broken down, are you also selling your positions or still holding?" With regard to altcoins, it would really all depend on what plan I'm running. So if I was trading a plan with altcoins, leverage trades, margin trading, even Joe's six-pack approach, which is a specific type of risk taker. Most of my retail clients, when I was a stockbroker, were Joe's six-packs. Yeah, I would definitely have to act. But 99% of my participation in crypto these days is purely nanny nibbles with these altcoins, nibbling against the bottom end of ranges. If I can bang out free positions, sell highs on doubles them, great. Then I just got some free coins, then I can just go recycle that BTC. But no, I'm not, certainly not panicking on any of those little crypto stuff that I bought. In fact, I would argue that this is exactly what's supposed to happen. This is the end of the year tax loss selling window, so your venture capital names within the space are beaten down into the ground. But what I would also say here too is, especially when Bitcoin goes parabolic like this, you're far, far better off to look at your idea versus US dollars, euros, Japanese yen, Korean. What is the Korean kimchi? No, it's not called the kimchi. I don't even know, what is the Korean currency called? Wow, what a brain fart. Forgot. The won. Is that what it is? Yeah. All right. Anyway, so the point here is it's going to be very, very difficult to actually gauge appropriate technical price action versus something like a Bitcoin chart right now. It's just going to be a mess. In fact, actually I put a tweet out to that effect about Mr. Musk's call on Doge there the other day. Interestingly, and we'll use Doge as a good example. How do we say this? First and foremost, right? Let's just get this down right away. What the hell is the value of one of these cryptocurrencies? When you can actually tell me, oh, Brian, do this, and this math, and you will come up with what is the value of one of these cryptocurrency tokens, units, whatever the hell you want to call them. Then we can start having a conversation about altcoins. I have yet to see that. You like that one, Mr. Peekaboo? I suppose the Koreans, Andrew probably wouldn't appreciate that. So until you actually understand what value is in your quote-unquote altcoin, there is no value. Just want to let that sink in for a moment. I believe that a good portion of this cryptocurrency space is purely trading on nothing more than sentiment. We actually saw a great example of that in the lounge this morning. There's some startup cryptocurrency, I don't know whether it's an exchange or something, that's saying, hey, you can earn money by referring your friends to come and bring your Bitcoin and deposit it on our exchange. Uh, that's not really, in fact, actually, that's capitalism. That's capitalism. Uh, how do we say this? Promotion style. Um, so, the idea here, of course, is you want to try and capture market share. But quite often, that's going to come at a cost. You've heard of these airdrops. I'm starting to hear that. I mean, it's bless his heart. And this is the fundamental flaw with all of this. There is a certain portion of our community that is very adept to what's going on here. They're very smart. And hats off to them. If they can game the system, fucking game it. But, there was one example of a site that's like, you can get an airdrop here. And one of our site members said, okay, I'm going to spend the next 5 days setting up as many wallets as I possibly can to capture as many of these airdrop tokens as possible. And frankly speaking, I mean, there's unregulated space. This is all outlaw. There is no law here. But do you think the original intention was, okay, we're going to airdrop a whole bunch of coins to try and generate some conversation and some revenue. So let's tell just a few people, and let's have just those few people sign up like 20 wallets each. And then, yeah, we're going to give each wallet a certain amount as a promotion, but most of the coins that we're giving out are just going to go to a few people. Do you think that was their original intention? I don't think so. Are there people that will take advantage of the capitalist desire to capture market share? Take advantage of them for personal gain? Remember what George told you. No humans act in this world out of complete, altruism. There is always some sort of payment for their work. Oh no! So, I wasn't gonna, I didn't name names, Colin. I didn't name names. I was gonna leave you anonymous, but that's cool. Obviously you could tell Colin's involved in this story over there on YouTube. I wasn't gonna name names. All I'm gonna say is, number one, congratulations to Colin and his crew for taking advantage of this. Who's Colin? But number two, like, do you see how a 30-year sort of gnarly old capitalist veteran would be like, this is what sets up the bubble that gets the people fucked over, and then this is what the regulators justify to come and shit on us. I mean, you can see the cycle. Every fucking face rip in crypto, we go through exactly the same cycle. So, exactly where the top is here, I think it's a mug's game, and you might blow your account up trying to pick a top here, but I certainly hope all of you can see the writing on the walls. It's as plain as day. And here's the biggest problem about these cycle apexes is I'm a W's kind of guy, right? I mean, you all know that. I'm a value kind of guy, cost of production, all that kind of stuff for crypto. Let's just pull up a chart. You got to go down like an hourly chart, I suppose, to see. I mean, this happens to be the OK coin 2 week forwards. Is there any W's anywhere in sight there? I said this earlier today to the community is I was going to load up this video here today, but I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, there's no way in hell I can participate in a market like that. Actually, I just have to leave that alone. Just say, look you're off on your own. Had I been buying, my Kosho. Keep in mind, I'm long a ton of crypto stocks. So, for example, I guarantee you tomorrow morning I'm going to be selling a shitload of stock. There's no doubt about that. But for example, like I was long a lot of this Canadian Bitcoin miner. Well, here they all are, right? And they're jumping all over the place here. I got a couple of nice juicy sells off there last week, but my hunch is this son of a bitch is going to open up a hell of a lot higher. And oh, by the way, I have my orders working to sell more. And, same thing with Mara. Who knows where the hell this thing's going to open up, but I have my sell orders working, and I have a feeling I'm going to get some fills tomorrow. So that's the way that I played this particular crypto move. But, had you been in crypto itself and in Bitcoin, like my co-show host, I don't know whether, I think we call him the director. I'm not even quite sure. But he was, and I famously want to make him famous for it. He was forcing himself to come in on the buy side against this W at 88.6s, and I would hope to God he is just slowly spoon feeding the market these coins that he bought down here. And interestingly enough, I do see this a lot, is I see markets will bottom and then they'll actually top at 10x the bottoming price. So don't be surprised. I know it sounds crazy, but it might be, it's kind of fun, sort of, hey, where the hell's the top on this thing? Where's the bottom? But I might keep a close eye on, what is that low there? It looks like it's 30, what the hell is that? Down there. 34.92. Wow, does that say so like 35 G's maybe? I don't know. Could be. It's possible. But if you bought at 3,000, let a little go at 6, 7. I think I maybe bought at 4, so let's let some go at 8, and then maybe let a little bit go at 16. And actually, you'd have your next sell off on a double order just sitting there at 32. And, if the market wants to go up there, great, let them have some. But can I even entertain the idea of coming in and saying, well, I think I'll buy some Bitcoin here? No, not even remotely. And I mean, wow, that's going to really sell subscriptions, isn't it? Oh boy, look at this. There's an error message on YouTube. So already they don't like what I'm saying. What does this say here? That's interesting. Oh, now the message gone away. Can you guys still hear me? How you doing over here in the Hangout? Can you guys still hear me here? Hey, Colleen. Yep, Colleen's here. The white. Oh, cool. Hey, is that Kevin? Hey, bud. Hope you had a good Christmas with a mom and the better half. Loud and clear? Oh, cool. Awesome. What is the difference between trading those crypto stocks and trading actual BTC if they are connected to the crypto price? Okay, so that's actually a really good question. Let me ask you this. Let's see. Sil? Is that your name? S-I-L? How do we say this? Let's go BTC USDs. Just simply put, if you're a trader, and actually this isn't a bad analogy. If you're a trader, you're kind of thinking like this, right? Well, I'm gonna buy, and this was actually a pretty typical trade setup here. Believe it or not, it wasn't actually out of the ordinary. That's the irony of all this. If this was like a 15-minute crude oil chart, I would so be long this crude trade if I was still at my old prop firm, and everything is exactly the same as what I would do off a 15-minute chart. Hey, maybe that was Colin, was that you? Oh yeah, it was Colin C. That's you, right? Let's see what he's saying here. It was a bit of a hunch, AB, but also based on a big post they made in August. Oh yeah, okay. You're talking about that 25 wallets. I that's gonna be a hashtag for me going forward, man. Because you're a total gamer, man. You game those sons of bitches, and hey, what the fuck? Go for it. And the cool part about it, Colin, is I guarantee you, just me mentioning this, you're going to get a whole bunch of newsletter subscriptions just off this. They're just going to blindly call and buy something, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. What's the next deal, Colin? It's a fascinating commentary on capitalism, I think. Anyway. Okay, so back to your question, Sil. And are you guys enjoying this, or am I wasting your time? I sure hope we're doing okay here. I still don't understand how this works. It says concurrent viewers 98. And it says playbacks 256. What the hell does that mean? Still can't figure that stuff out, but oh well. I'm never very good at this. Don't worry about it. You're not in the YouTube business. Oh yeah, thanks, man. Oh, is that a bad sign? Was that something I shouldn't have seen? Oh no, Brian's gonna get all verklempt again. All right. Anyway, back to work here. So, Sil, let me ask you a really simple question. Do you know how much it costs for an average miner to actually mine Bitcoin? What is their profit margin? Because really, if you're going to buy a stock, that's the only thing that really matters. Bing bong. Somebody wants to join. Avon calling. Man, I'm hearing the cosmetics business is doing pretty good these days. Sil, where are you? I'm waiting for an answer. Do you understand the idea of cost of production and profit margins? Because if you don't understand that, then you're not going to be able to understand what stocks are. Because technically stocks are nothing more than earnings engines. That's all they do. If they earn money, stock price goes up. If they don't earn money, stock price goes down, right? Maybe to the point of going out of business. So, if you understand this cost of production thinking, then the farther and farther price moves away from that cost of production number, theoretically, the higher and higher the company's profits are. And this is a situation where technically a company's stock price could be limitless, whereas a commodity itself is actually limited by the framework that it operates in. So what the hell does all that mean? Well, I mean, we know what the cost of production for one Bitcoin is. And it looks like you guys are saying about 7 Gs, which I think is fair, somewhere in that area. We also know, and we have like 2 or 3 cycles now, that once all this euphoria gets done and the public gets fleeced and they all come in and FOMO buy at the top and they get caught bag holding, you know how the cliche goes, right? I even put a tweet out about it. And, that's the irony of this stupid game, is it's so cliche. It's ridiculous. It's just that every time you mention the cliche when you're right in the middle of it, people go, oh, no, 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 no. And yet you come back 6-8 months later and you go, really? Come on. I mean, it's so fucking cliche. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so I even put out a piece to that effect. Yeah, right here. I mean, this is what we're doing right now. So, we all know what comes next. Don't kid yourself. We know where the cost of production is. So it's not like a miner is really in a lot of trouble if price, falls by even 50% right now. But this is what you need to connect here. Is a company is in the business to make profits. If you buy a company's shares and they're in the business of mining Bitcoin and the price is twice what their cost to produce those Bitcoins is, then they can take that money and they can reinvest it in more miners, right? That profit. And now they've just doubled their profit margins if Bitcoin stays at these stupid levels. Then they go and make some more money. All right, well, they can buy some more miners. Maybe they'll even buy the next generation's miners. Increase their efficiency even more. And then go and buy some more miners. And, the irony of it all is that a lot of, and this makes me laugh, there's like this one company called MicroStrategies. And they are labeled an institution in Bitcoin right now. Well, really? I mean, if anybody who's actually if your experience is only investing in Bitcoin, then you're not really an institutional player. You've ridden an awesome bull market, and maybe you've got wicked huge capital base, but that doesn't mean you're really institutional. So I guess just the way that I would look at this is if I invest in the company, then the company, if they're making a profit, can reinvest that money into making more profits. And so this is where, investing in equity becomes this 1 + 1 = 3, where you're the company itself. And think of Apple, right? Apple went from like $1, $2 a share back in the 70s, and you see what it is now. Amazon, right? Amazon was like, I remember when .com boom blew up, Amazon was like $5 stock again. Anyway, you see where it is now. I don't, I guess the issue here is I can understand a new product coming onto market that has an incredibly small market cap, expanding dramatically, like a new network, that kind of idea. And that's, introducing a new commodity into the world. I think to a certain degree, and I heard, I think his name is Raoul Paul, say this recently, and I like it. He says that Bitcoin right now is just going through its price discovery process. And I would agree with that. The problem with that, though, is that could you maybe get caught up in an emotional swing? Because keep in mind, your money is your money. I mean, if you're invested in the Bitcoin story, awesome. I'm a Bitcoiner. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's awesome. But that doesn't translate into you actually making money. And actually your investment being above water rather than being underwater. So if you're going to look at a commodity and you want to invest in the commodity, how do you sort of figure out where to invest, when to invest? And the hard part with commodities is that they are incredibly cyclical. And they are incredibly sentiment driven, right? You hear about all this money pouring into the Bitcoin space and the crypto ecosphere. And people are saying that that's fundamental analysis. That's not fundamental analysis. That is what's called quantitative analysis. That's sentiment driven investing. Okay. I mean, if more money's coming in, great, more money's coming in. That's that stock to flow kind of idea. But if you want sort of fundamental, what is the floor value of one of these things, you have to go back to actually what does it cost to produce one of these things, and that's the cost of production. Now, what you're going to find, still, just to finish off this conversation, is when Bitcoin's price is trending higher, which direction do you think the people that are in Bitcoin businesses are going to be trending? Up, right? And then conversely, when Bitcoin's price is trending down, guess which way those stock prices are going? Down, right? Just common sense. So, as an illustration, in the stock market of cryptocurrencies, and let's try and think like an adult here, okay, everybody? Let's put away our, FOMO, we're going to the moon kind of talk. Let's just talk, like adults here. Do you think we are at the beginning of this move or maybe near the end of this move? Because this is a pretty darn good proxy for Bitcoin being accepted by the actual real institutional players of this world. Anyone? I mean, just look at that chart. If you had forced yourself to come in and buy the goddamn W like that stupid website that this guy always tells you to go to, how are you feeling right now? I mean, come on. Let's call a spade a spade. I think you're feeling probably pretty good. But is this a good time to come in and invest in this name right now? Seriously? Thank you, Rocker. I'm glad one person over there on YouTube is getting this. I mean, how about the rest of you guys over there? Come on. So, the interesting thing is, look how long this bottom took to develop here, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 bars to actually carve out the W there. 22 days in the stock market, that's a full month. So, interestingly, I wouldn't actually expect this to actually issue a sell signal. It's going to take probably a good month or so of distribution to finally clean this out. And then, if an M comes in, then we know, the trend is over. If anything, and this is probably how I'll be sort of watching this crypto market going forward, is I fully expect at any given point in time the crypto market will pull back and test 38.2s. And just like the 1718 market, if you pull up your Bitcoin chart, the day Bitcoin tops out and loses that 38.2, so we know that just even as of now, right, there is 38.2 sitting right now about 19 G's, and that makes sense too. You can see all these key lows. But just like the last crypto bull, although it doesn't seem to be nearly as boisterous as before. But, I like to tell a funny joke, and, it's just because you guys all know him, so it's an easy reference point to me. But, the day Richard Hart comes out on social media and, starts saying, you broke my Bitcoin, it's over, right? Loss of 38.2s. And like I just sort of said there a moment ago, look how long this took to go from there to there. Oh, that was, 27 bars, right? Like I said, 20 bars. 20 bars, right? There's 22. Uh-oh, we should stir. There's 20 right there. That's the rally to there. Look at that, eh? And then once the 20 days is over, see you later. So if there is going to be a top in the market, it's probably going to look something like this. Although I don't think that's the way this goes. This was too easy. Sadly, I actually think this cycle it's going to be a lot more difficult. Why do I think that? For starters, oh my goodness. I mean, this is the end of a very long cycle, right? This is the end of a 40-year cycle. 40 bloody years. Right, and the last cycle, the sort of fear proxy that was the most popular for the baby boomer generation, which the baby boomers 40 years ago are in exactly the same position as you millennials are in today. And their choice to get the fuck out of the system, because they didn't like it as much or as little as all of you right now, their choice was this brand new thing called futures markets. And this is, I find it fascinating. Like guys like George Gammon and all those kind of guys, Mr. Economist, all that kind of stuff, they have no context of the last fear cycle. None of them talk about how did the previous generation act when it went through exactly the same point in its cycle. That's why I put out fun little references like, what the hell did the world look like the last fear cycle apex? Well, that was here. Do you remember this guy, Jim Plunkett? Oh, you bastards. They won't even show it's crazy NFL. Anyway, these guys, I mean, look how long ago that was. That was what the world looked like the last fear cycle apex. And I thought this was interesting because look at the advertising right at the beginning of this. I thought this was fascinating. What? Who could tell me? What was the theme of this cycle? Anybody? One word only. No. Hey, there you go. Will got it. And of course, if you understand that Earth cycle stuff, astrology, makes perfect sense. No. Terrorism wasn't even a word back in 1980. Funny thing is we had terrorists here in Canada going up and kidnapping political leaders and blowing up mailboxes and stuff like that. That's how long. That's where we were. So interesting. Nobody on YouTube got the connection here. The interesting thing was this cycle is all about oil, right? And actually, right around this time was when the Shah, of course, was kicked out. The Americans were being paraded around Tehran. The hostages, and Jimmy Carter was a lame duck president. It's fascinating how this lame duck right now is actually just exactly the same thing, but now it's the virus. He's a lame duck. And, I even saw it today. Great leader. What's he doing? Oh, he's off playing golf at his golf course, and his vice president is in Vail at a ski resort on vacation. Seriously? Oh, God, this world. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting that right at the beginning, who is the corporate sponsor of this football game? I thought it was so funny. It was, and also too, right? The logo. Look at the logo. It's perfect. The American way to beat the pump. So in 1980, they were being programmed what to expect for the next, I guess, 40 years of their lives. So guess what, people? It's in my humble opinion that for the next 40 years, this human species is going to be basically all about the COVID, the baby boomers, their sickness, tracking, us moving towards these blockchain. Probably, what you're probably going to find is that blockchain and the COVID vaccine are going to be linked, which of course all you guys are going to hate, because basically it's in essence the connection of what you absolutely love and Big Brother basically digging their nails into you. Kind of sad, but anyway, it's the world we live in. But I like to do this every once in a while. Let's just go back and look at what was the world like in their particular cycle. And I find it fascinating that very few people in the public actually do this. It's like they don't even consider this as relevant information. And I haven't got a clue why. I know, well, crazy world. Right? And then, of course, how convenient. You get lots of this censoring now. We're in this screwy world where, for some reason, you have to be very careful of what you say if you want to get demonetized and all that kind of craziness. But the higher-ups now are completely at their own discretion to basically dictate the message you hear. And actually, a great example of this, I won't say any of the buzzwords that'll trip off these silly algorithms, but a great example of this was this gentleman's conversation with this doctor. This guy's a doctor. And, if you actually listen to him, he's just talking in plain language. I was actually impressed because a lot of the things that he said about the validation of wearing masks, they're just common sense. It's very straightforward. The thing that really bothered me about this interview, and anybody watching this, I would strongly suggest you go and watch this interview. And the only way this changes, especially you in the United States, in my country, I have to call up my member of parliament and say, what the fuck? The only way this is going to change for you guys, and he's not. One thing I don't like about George is if he's a patriot and he's really American citizen, he should be on the ground in the United States. But he's reporting from some third world Caribbean island. And I don't like that. I mean, if you're a good leader, you're on the ground in the trenches with your troops. Anyway, so this gentleman, and this is what really bothers me here about all of this, is this gentleman specifically said that in India, the data says that they have about a 1/9 death rate compared to us here in North America. I mean, 1/9, that's a big number. It's like close to like 10% death rate. Is that really fair? And why? Turns out the Indian government has identified a few very simple over-the-counter products that will actually help you a lot if you happen to get this. And it only costs like $1.50 for the little blister pack. But the problem is these motherfucking sons of bitches right here. This is the problem. This is the capitalist system that you all love. There's the problem right there. And this guy's literally saying, the moment he makes reference to these 4 different products, YouTube will instantly censor him. And of course, I guess a lot of his income is derived off of this social media nonsense that they've got everybody suckered into these days. So as a result, he's now been officially censored by corporations. When really all he's doing is just saying, you know, there are other countries in the world that are handling this way better than we are. Maybe we should just see what they're doing. And maybe they're actually on to something. Oh, censor, censor, censor. That's unconscionable. That's bad. That is really, really bad. So, not impressed with this at all. Not impressed with this at all. And you know, honestly, Google, you should be held to account a bit too. But he was even saying himself, he's going like, I'm over on library credits now. Screw this goddamn YouTube. This is a joke. So that's probably the market's way of solving this problem. This Google thing, this YouTube thing has just gotten way too big for its britches. And how ironic I am using their platform. I wonder how long it takes for them to... how do you demonetize somebody that does this all for free, though? There's a problem with that. I don't know. The problem is that I'm lazy, right? If Kevin put all this shit together and was like, that's it, Brian, we're done with YouTube. We're off on this tangent. Here are all the things. I'll take care of all the links and shit. It would be done. It's just that I'm terribly lazy. And remember, like, I'm not making no money at this. So am I going to really go and like do a whole bunch of work to try and get this message out? And like I said, as soon as YouTube kills this, then we'll go find some other means to get the message out to you people. Anyway, also too, what I didn't like is if you look at any of George's videos, there's none of this, right? Just below it has his very normal, buy my product, comments section, whatever. So somebody has gone in here and actually injected this into here and learn about vaccine progress. Well, why do we have to learn about vaccine progress if technically all I got to do is take these 4 free drugs? By the way, 2 of them, zinc, vitamin D. I mean, pretty straightforward shit, eh? The other 2 products he said that were in this blister pack, and I put this out on the site today. I asked everybody, can you please find out what those other 2 products are? And if you happen to know what those other 2 products, first one was vitamin D, second one was zinc. If you happen to know what those other 2 products are, please post them in the comment section. If you know the video that he's making reference to, where he tells you what these 4 products... If anybody is on the ground in India watching this, can you please just put in the comments, hey, Brian, the 4 products in the blister pack that the Indian government's giving out are this, this, and this, and this. And I'm not trying to sell anything. If anything, I'm trying to kind of look it out for you people. I'm not selling anything. Hey, there you go, Mr. Peekaboo. Can you put that in the comments, please? I'd appreciate that. I don't even know what those are, and I don't want to say the words because I bet Google's going to shit their pants if I even say the damn words. All right. Anyway, rant over. God. Today's, like I said, I had no idea what the fuck I was going to talk to you guys about today. I'm sorry. It's a lot of ranty nonsense. My apologies. Tough world we're in here right now. Suppose we should talk a little bit about markets. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to piss like a racehorse. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Give everybody 2 minutes to shrug off Brian's nonsense. And let's go take a look at some price charts. So I'll be right back. Alright, so about an hour of bullshit. Should we talk some charts now? Talking charts. This music. BTC cost of production. These people surely know. Oh, cool. Alright, Doran has green. Does anybody know about this? Oh, no, I guess the link was gone. I tried to show your message there, Doran, but they killed it. Somebody killed it. Maybe you killed it. Any of you guys ever heard of this? Green IDGELC? Hey, there you go. I like that, Mr. Peekaboo. That's good. Download all the emotional shit on Brian. Let Brian fucking tilt at windmills. Don't let any of this stuff come out on your trading plan. Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? A lot of people, they get suckered in. So that's a really good point, Mr. Peekaboo. A lot of people get extremely frustrated at our society and just the horrific nonsense these stupid humans keep doing to ourselves. And they end up almost like revenge trading. This is a SEPT report. What does that mean? Oh, okay. What do you got here? Okay. Oh, right on. Cool. Well, here, I'll throw that in the lounge then, eh? I mean, frankly, if you could take those 4 damn drugs and it reduces the death rate by like 90%, gee whiz, don't you think it would be worth it to take the damn drugs? That's nuts. So anyway, I just went and put the link. I don't know whether it worked or not. If you could maybe just put the regular link in there, I'd appreciate it. Oh, there you go. WSJUSA. Fucking A, man. And I really like your guys. I love how TRIers work together here. Really, really like that. Okay, now let's get to markets because I've been blabbing away for far too long. So somebody make a mental note at about, about an hour or so into this, Brian finally actually got to talking about markets. Okay, so, looking at our breadth indicator, obviously that's not a really overly optimistic picture right now. In fact, actually, you might even argue that we got a little bit of a perk up in the small caps. Small caps have been just on fire recently, but the broader market's still pretty heavy. Unfortunately, this week, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know whichever way you want to look at it. I believe that this was the catalyst event that they're trying to drive the market into. In that, I believe that, especially through the latter George Bush Jr. years, then Mr. Trump also did it. I don't know whether Obama actually clawed back any of it, but the capital gains tax rate in the United States was taken to what I would consider a little bit of an extreme low through the early part of this century, and I think that the sentiment is that that needs to be corrected. So if you are a asset manager of size, and I'm not talking about you or I mean I'm talking about people like millions, billions, maybe even trillions of dollars on the line. Are they incentivized to try and get stock prices as high as possible into year end here to book capital sales to enjoy that lower tax rate because they fear that if they hold on to the assets into just basically after January 1st, 2021, if they do sell those assets, they're going to be taxed at a substantially higher rate? I think the answer is yes. It's a pretty unpopular, and I don't see anybody else in the market talking about it, but I believe that that's what's going on. But I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I always look at things very weirdly. Also, too, I've said this before, JP Morgan quote, millionaires don't respect astrology, billionaires do. I do believe that the 1% understands that through these Jupiter-Saturn cross events, a heightened sense of anxiety persists through the human species, and they purposefully take advantage of that heightened sense of anxiety in our species to line their pockets. Remember, no humans work for free. And some of these sons of bitches, the irony of it all is if, let's say you're managing $1 billion and you guarantee your investors a 10% return. How much money do you actually have to make on an annual basis to make sure those investors are happy? You got to make $100 million a year. You bet. And then, more money flows in. Well, you just got to keep making bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger monies. Which, in a weird sort of way, this is actually the ultimate undoing of bull markets. Is that people keep chasing risk. I got to make that 10% return. I had one guy that I worked with who drove me crazy. The son of a bitch would always, and he still hasn't learned. My plan is to make 30% monthly compounded returns. Every single month, I'm going to make 30%. Nut. And it's just like trading doesn't work that way. I mean, all of you have clearly seen this. How many of you were bag holders? You bought Bitcoin 2017. You were bag holders, negative return for like 2 years. And now all of a sudden you guys are smart investors because the price is higher than where you bought it 2 years ago. Okay, well, whatever. But this kind of idea that you're going to get that rate of return guaranteed every single month compounded, that's a potion for disaster, because at some point you're just going to run out of buyers. And then the whole damn thing corrects itself and we start the whole process all over again. So that's the context of the market right now. Everything's been bid up. I believe it's tax driven. I believe that the 1% is using this very unique celestial event window to really mess with the humans. So there you go. I think I'd said, baby boomers did basically exactly the same thing through their respective generational cycle, but they're gone now, right? And that was, you see how gold, does this make sense? In 1978, gold is $180, and by 1979, 1980, I know, gee whiz, do you guys see? This is what I think's going to happen here to crypto. Does this kind of look a little familiar? Anyone? Come on. And then, we're going to end up, and gee whiz, look at the date, January 1st, right? Basically, they print the high, the beginning of the new year. And then we're going to spend the next probably like 15 years cleaning this market up. This is a monthly price chart. I don't know how high this Bitcoin high is, but I definitely think that we're going through something like this on the other side. And if I'm not mistaken, the only problem with this chart is you don't get the ultimate low, so you can't really see. It's close. But, if you had seen the actual bars, there's Richard Hart's 38.2 kind of conversation. So where I think we are, like if you said you are here now, well, I think you're right about here. Are we at the top? I don't know. I mean, that's a mug's game trying to pick that. Is this a buy? W's, buy the goddamn W.com kind of conversation? No. And, could we very easily go through a period where we have to do 38.2s? And then we just have to ask ourselves, are we still in a bull or are we in a bear? My hunch is, believe it or not, this consolidation period that I expect is going to go on probably the entire 2021. I don't know where the top is here in the short term. Ethereum has a fundamental date coming up in early February. We know that Libra is planning on, basically force feeding us their stable coin. We know that Maxine Waters is getting ready to take a nice big juicy shit on crypto stable coins. She's already, the U.S. Treasury and Trump and Mnuchin and all those guys, they've already put all the groundwork together defining what is a stable coin. So, you can see the FUD storm coming. If you can't, then okay, fine, you can't. What I've seen through this period, the run-up, is there hasn't been any FUD story. What I've heard is, oh, Bitcoin's the best, man. Bitcoin institutional's buyer. MicroStrategies is the shit, man. Buy. So in that kind of environment, it doesn't surprise me. The price is just going to keep going up. And of course, this is all ahead of this crazy Jupiter-Saturn cross. So, where's our chart right now? What scares me is people are going, okay, and like I said, through all this kind of conversation ahead of this big honkin' tax year event, I haven't heard anything bearish. But we know this is a tax event window. Something's going to change there. We know that, ETH futures, everybody remember what happened to Bitcoin when it launched its futures? We know ETH futures event is here. We also know, I think it's, I even put the tweet out, Libra, that Facebook coin, they're planning on launching it here. You got three massive unknowns here that I like the idea that they bid these assets up here. This makes sense to me. But once we get on the other side of this event, none of it makes any sense to me at all. And that's sort of the way I look at it. Sucks, but it's just the way it is. Full disclosure, and I think I told you guys I bought a put option here for June. I think I bought another put option here for June. Actually, I think I got filled on another put option with Shane and Andrew here. So I am buying puts, but I only put 0.03, 0.04 into these put options. The irony of it all is that, I got, I think, like a Bitcoin on Deribit. Well, you could argue that one Bitcoin just went up about 50, 60% in value. So throw in 5% of that to go and buy a put, I'm not losing any sleep over that trade. It's kind of funny, really. No top in here yet. We know, of course, year end is here. I thought it was fascinating, and this is kind of weird celestial stuff. I don't know whether it plays out or not, but this is kind of cool. We had, of course, the diamond pattern that developed through the Jupiter-Saturn cross. The problem here, though, is that this, of course, is the big sort of apex. But then there's a whole bunch of energy, and that energy needs to be released. And what I've sort of learned, but I don't know whether it's right or not, I'm just teaching myself. But I've learned that it turns out that when the certain different planets make 120-degree angles, 90-degree angles, it's like a catalytic event. I don't know, catalyst. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Student of the market shit, right? But here is a illustration of that, and I thought this was fascinating because they keep fucking over crypto hard here, right? I don't know whether you guys realize this. Since the Thanksgiving break, they just screwed the crypto kids through this dump, and of course, into the U.S. Thanksgiving, how's your Bitcoin doing, sonny boy, kind of thing. And then, I thought it was interesting through the pre-Christmas break. Where the hell's that chart? We were talking about this potential diamond and how it was going to resolve. But what was fascinating was, here was the Friday before the retail close, and they finished it there. Then they set up the long trade. This is 1 week ago. They set up the long trade. It bumped into some technical resistance levels, and it eventually topped out. And fascinating that by Monday morning on the retail open, the price was basically exactly where they left it Friday afternoon. Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't. With a couple nice FUs along the way. Oh, these guys, let's paint a nice little top here. Boom, stop them out. Beautiful. Oh, let's paint bottoms in here. Oh, boom, let's stop them out. Beautiful. All right, let's run down. Let's run all these lows, all these stops. Beautiful. I mean, just the most beautiful wash trading. Just let's fuck these crypto kids over hard. That's what I see here, folks. It really bothers me. Remember, this is an unregulated asset. These people, do you think that Mnuchin guy, do you think he gives a fuck about you or I? I mean, honestly. Goldman Sachs, I used to have retail clients when I was just a, penny stockbroker, nobody in a bullpen. And we just had a rule. Whatever Goldman Sachs says, you do the exact opposite. Everybody remembers 2008 financial crisis, right? They were recommending to their own clients to buy these mortgage-backed securities, which they were shorting privately. Isn't that a conflict of interest? So if they can get away with that kind of shit, do you think that they'll come into an unregulated market like Bitcoin and bend you over and... Yeah. So here we are. Same thing. Interesting how the diamond played out. Also, too, remember that through the weekend, right, and all that kind of stuff, adults aren't around. In fact, they're all, where's Donald Trump right now? Oh, he's in his hotel or his golf course. Where's Mike Pence right now? Oh, he's vacationing in Whistler. Or, no, like he would ever go there. Vail, right? So let's leave this open. So if the capitalists wanted to make a bit of money from trading, what the hell? Let's let them have their fun. So that's basically what I see happening here through this. What I found fascinating was this was the Jupiter-Saturn cross event. Started the big apex energy event, and look what happened on the other side. Just then the market had to clean itself up, right, and do it all over again. Remember, that year-end tax event, which is actually what I'm thinking is where they want to move this market to, well, that's over here, right? Their last day that they can sell for capital gains would be in this window right in here. Did find it interesting. Like I said, energy release day, we had an EVU 120, which is an angular relationship. And, actually I moved this over because if you actually go, well, actually that's about right there, right? Right there. So, in essence, there was one more push up and then, oh boy, we're getting some real chaotic action in here. I was actually surprised. I went in the lounge this morning because I have a couple upside targets that still haven't been hit. And I just wonder whether, oh boy, it's these weekend dickheads fucking around with the kids here. But I have this chaos level. I don't know whether that's been hit yet or not. This is off a stamp. The high there was 19,918 and 19,918. Let's see if I have this low right. And the low should be, what is that? 17,569. Looks like that. What's that? 569? That looks about right. So let's see what that gives us. So that's 28,534. So we hit a high here, 28,377. I don't think she's done. Hey, Andre, are you here? I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Foggenbaum's biggest fan. Every time I wake up in the morning, it's like every goddamn day. And hey, if you guys are killing the market and you're making a ton of money from this, then perfect. Awesome. That's what more could I possibly ask for? But every single day now, it's like, oh, where the hell is it? I mean, I was going off this morning. I couldn't believe that stupid hamburger. Fucking $26 US for a hamburger. Give me a break. Every morning. Ready? Fucking bum! One more time. Fucking bum! And again. Oh, fucking bum! And the fucking bum dancers. Fucking bum! All right, enough is enough. Good old Foggy. I have no idea whether. What are you saying? Jared doesn't even know what the hell I'm saying. That's good. Hey, I'm just ranting mindlessly. Don't listen to me. You want to make that your ringtone? I said the guy who did the math behind trying to figure out the logic behind chaos theory, his name was Feigenbaum. I'm not quite sure what his name is. Properly pronounced. I'm sure I'm butchering it. It was a gift that the universe gave me earlier this year. So thank you very much, universe. I greatly appreciate it. And it was sort of the missing piece to my trading that I really needed to try and explain. Oh, thanks, Jared. To try and explain energy compression and release in the marketplace. I never had a way to articulate that before. Now I haven't. So immensely thankful. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, Joe B. It was a great part of our TRI site. It's on the other side now. Thank you, James Cole. Another beautiful human. Such a privilege to work with him. He's on the other side now. I do believe they're actually trying to help us. But the key here is they can't force you to do anything. They can give you choices. And ultimately, at the end of the day, do you take the path to the left or the path to the right? And, they have best wishes, best intentions. But, that's about all it ends at. They'd really like for us to do well, but there's no guarantees in this life. Anyway, the fact that this Feigenbaum level hasn't been hit, and then also my funny little bot trend continuation trade level has not been hit. That's 28,593. Those two levels floating out there, it just leads me to believe that we're probably not done here yet. But so fucking what? I mean, it's just Brian's opinion, right? That's all it is. Mitchell J. Feigenbaum. Look at that. Doran, December 44. Is he dead? He died? Was he American? I didn't know he was American. Oh, isn't that a shame? I wonder why. I didn't know he died. Yeah, it's a good question, Andrew. It might. I have a feeling that's a leading question. I always like to do that with people. I'll go, do you really think that they'd want to do that to you? It's just basically just to set you up where you already know what the answer is. I don't know how I can show you. I don't know whether I have I got all these crazy already do I have any weekly charts open here? Actually, this one might tell us. Let's see. So Foggy, I guess this was the level. I mean, You know, I've talked to you guys this before. I mean, we are way beyond anything that I would have expected as upside objectives. Actually, I guess there's the 127 there, right? So where's 1.618? Wow, that would be incredible if we went all the way up there, right? Wow, that's all the way up there. 30 G's? 29,000. I don't know, that's a bit far, Andrew. Maybe. I mean, fuck. Oh, actually, well, I guess it's not that far. There we are. There. Yeah, maybe. Could be. I would have thought we would have stalled out here. I mean, that was sort of my anticipation, but so fucking what? The market doesn't give a shit what you think. If anything, we were talking about this in the lounge today. Super important. Huge difference between having an opinion and actually making money from trading. Huge difference. So don't try and combine the two. Trade your setups. You know, I mean, the weird thing is if you are a bot trader, you had no choice. You had to step in on the long side there and buy at 23, looking for 28, right? And right now you've had instructions to move your stop to trailing. So, you know, you could have used ATR method. You could use three higher lows and higher highs. You could using a moving average. You know, it's entirely up to you. Probably for me, and I do like this kind of thinking, if we change this to a line chart, you can see that obviously is a key low now. So if I was in this and I was given instructions to move my stop to trailing, I'd probably put it right underneath there now. But, you know, so what? It doesn't really mean anything. The point here is this is a setup that I like to use. Doesn't necessarily mean it's your kind of trading. And, you know, this is the way I remove my personal opinion from my trading, and my trading is to make money from trading and see the account balance go up. So if I'm right, I get paid $3. If I'm wrong, I lose $1, and I don't have an opinion. And like I said, if somebody asked my opinion, I even made a bet with Julian through his he does a presentation on Thursdays on our site video. I made a bet with him for one Thai baht. I thought that the market was going to stall here. So clearly, my opinion doesn't mean jack shit. I keep trying to tell you people this. Nobody seems to listen. They keep asking me, well, Brian, what do you think? My opinion doesn't mean anything. Oh, goodness. Oh, well. Okay. Ray. This Ray guy, you are just fucking a killer trader. This guy's so good. What the hell is Ray saying? Depending on the close today, 4 hours, I have a possible long signal on Bitcoin. Oh, there you go. Merry Christmas. Oh, goodness. So, are you a trader? And you're trading setups in your plan and no emotional attachment? I'm in, I'm out, whatever. Get out into cash. If the setup fails, well, great, you're still long. You're hunting setups. I could not buy up here. If you're an investor, well, investors, this is the amount of risk I think that's in the market now. And it kind of sucks because if we had topped out here, then my technical buying window and my fundamental valuation buying window actually aligned. That's not the case anymore. Now my technical buying window and the fundamental value buying window are actually separating, and I don't really like that. What it does sort of imply to me, and this is sort of getting on to this kind of conversation. I've tried to have this conversation with you guys before. I don't know whether it worked, but I do believe that this market moves in like sort of 2-year cycles. So coming out of the gate, you know, there's first 2 years where the first year it was kind of sideways. Then the second year of the 2-year cycle, it was just like, whoa, parabola. Then we have to go through a 2-year bear cycle, clean this up. So in this particular case, you had a year of just nightmare and then a year of sideways. It's pretty normal. In fact, I even remember this was the second U.S. Marshals auctioning of Bitcoins that November right there. I think that event marked the change, because all through here, people were very negative. Right? Mike Hearn's rage quit was right there. Microsoft came in right there. And the tone of the entire space changed right here. Anyway, I kind of think this particular cycle we're sort of in this, but I get the feeling maybe we're over here now, and we're probably due for something like this. But point here is this was bear cycle, 1 year, 2 year done. Bull cycle, first year I get the impression this was sort of backfilling, right? And keep in mind we're still below those old highs. Then the second year of this cycle, breaking. Look how we basically ran up, broke those highs right at the end of this cycle. And then this full year was just fucking face rip central. I mean, like literally for a full year. And I remember this. And what bothers me is I see the same sort of conversations. I remember specifically right here, Ethereum was rocking and rolling. And I was kind of like, and I don't want to make this same mistake, because at this point, I was kind of like, you do realize that this will come back down to earth. We will have to trade back to cost of production. This is not value investing. And you people are bimbos. And whoa, the picture that I made reference to happened to have a girl in it. And holy fuck, I caught shit. I'm not going to go down that road. If you buy, fine, you buy. Good luck. But you can see this is what happened, this is 6 months of that year. I mean, this is stupid. Not even 6 months, right? We're 6 months. Where the hell's June? There's June right there. So June 31st, right? Okay, so there you go, right there. In 6 months. That's what it does. So, ironically enough, if you want to participate in Bitcoin, what I would just suggest you do is probably turn up once every few years after the market's had big face rips. And of course, we're on the other side of halvenings, and there is no catalyst heading into the end of the year. Go and buy sort of the middle of the summer. Look to sell at the end of the year, and you're probably going to see something like that. Well, let's see. Anything similar here? Well, hello. Gee whiz. So, I mean, how ironic, right? Where's July? There it is. I mean, this is the same image. And if you're coming in to buy Bitcoins here, I mean, come on. Oh, you crazy people. Oh, well. I mean, I don't know where the hell this thing tops out. I don't think it's in your best interest to call the top, but, that same sort of thing. Okay, remember we went through. So 1 year bear, 1 year bull. And this is what I'm kind of worried about. This is what I think has to happen, but it's the exact opposite. So in this particular case, instead of the first year of this bull cycle, instead of the first year being a consolidation year, and then the second year is a face rip, this year, and I think that the 1%, the people in charge, their plan was for this thing to rally as of here. But COVID came along. Oops. And I don't think the 1% fully expected COVID, and I don't think they expected the freak out in the market. I don't think anybody expected that. Hell, the Fed was even talking about raising interest rates through this period. So, some people go COVID conspiracy. I get the impression COVID, I think it really did catch a lot of the sort of higher ups and people that are running our society. I think it really did catch them off guard. But anyway, it's here nor there. Point here is, this is our bull, and really I think it probably should have started there. Interesting though, we've come up into a horizontal resistance level. I didn't even notice that before. So according to Mr. Gann, we're actually at a fairly powerful resistance line right here. Oh, not fascinating. So what is that? 26.6. Well, I guess that makes sense up in this area. So this particular bull cycle, right? I call it the bull wave, right? First year consolidation, second year face rip. Well, this particular bull cycle, I get the impression first year was your face rip. And of course, we know there's a lot of tax incentives to get this price as high as possible. So if we do follow this 2 year sort of thinking, then I actually do like the idea of a consolidation in here. And so what that leads me to believe, for whatever it's worth, if anything, I love being the voice of reason because I'm all by myself. I mean, nobody else is talking to you like this. Of course, it probably means I'm completely wrong, but oh well. I like the idea. There's 38.2s. Talked about that, Mr. Hart. I actually like the idea, kind of like what we saw with that gold market, 1980. I actually like us to spend the whole damn year just grinding here. There is a ton of enthusiasm in this space, so there are a lot of buyers to get in. There are going to be some people that are like, well, I'm not going to chase, but I definitely want to buy, so they're waiting for that 38.2 dip. Colin, right? This is your level that you like to tell all your people on your site. Don't chase this. If you want to play and you're a bull, just work your bids at 38.2s and try and sneak in on the pullback, buy the dip, all that kind of talk. And ironically enough, there's probably a great trade just buying down here and selling up here. My hunch is there's probably a pretty good trade hunting some sort of top here and looking to take profits on puts on that dump. And really, this is what I think 2021 is going to look like for us. The pump chaser zone. Very good, Colin. So, you're pump chasers. If you want to be a pump chaser, I'd work your bid. And this makes sense too. Because I think what's happening here is, is there any big psychological number here that maybe the market's oscillating around? Ray just qualified. No, I did not publicly say go out and buy. Ray, we won't hold you to that. Oh, well, it turns out there is a pretty big psychological number here. 25 fucking grand. 25 G's is a very big psychological number. So 25 G's in here. My hunch is the market's going to probably oscillate around that 25 G's for a while. Hex. Sure, all right. Are we done with Bitcoin? I mean, there's not really a hell of a lot I can add. Somebody give me the blessing, then all right, we can just leave the Bitcoin story alone for now. And I can talk more about this if you want. We can go down to like the day traders and the bot traders and what the hell they're doing. But, I kind of talked this into the ground here. All right, so you want me to go look at Hex? Hex. Don't put a hex on me. That's pretty. That's Granddad making a joke. Everybody goes, yeah, Granddad. I won't put a hex on you. No, just look at the goddamn chart. Oh, mercy. I'm going to be insufferable as an old man, eh? Okay, what do you want to look at? Hex wrapped Ether? Hex US dollar? Hex... Oh, Hitbit. Oh, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't buy this. I guess that's one of those Uniswap kind of names. Is that what you want to look at? I mean, I wouldn't trade on Hitbit. I know there's one guy on the site who's been on and off of there for having lots of fun. If I understand correctly, this is a really good sort of Ponzi kind of site. No, it's not a bad looking chart. If anything, it's kind of telling me that at least you guys are looking in the right way. You're in the right direction. Who asked for this? Jared. Yeah, Jared, you're heading in a good direction. I don't understand how these crazy Uniswap kind of things work. We got a guy on the site. Maybe come on the site and chat with him. Is he Farmer Dave or is he back to Astronaut Dave? I think he's back to Astronaut Dave. And he's all this DeFi, Uniswap. I mean, this guy's in deep and he's really good at it. My suggestion is if you really want to come in and really dig apart the Uniswap story. Also, Colin here. You see, Colin, are you called Colin or did you just change your name over there on YouTube? You were Colin before, weren't you? Maybe I was a different person. Oh, Colin. Colin, are you different? Did you change your name? Oh, now I'm confused. Random task. Aren't you Colin? You the same person? If so, I was totally talking. I thought it was the same person. Anyway. So, Colin, random task. I think that's who he is. He's super deep into this DeFi stuff. Kevin said that he was going to try and wrap his head around all this stuff. I don't know how much success he's had, so maybe we can get a report from him. I know you're not overly impressed with the DeFi and all that. But I think Dave, Farmer Dave, he's probably the guy to go to on the site. He's like so smart at this shit. And he's just making a killing. So congratulations, Dave. Hats off to you. I can give you my 2 cents about the chart. I hate when I see this kind of stuff. Right? This bothers me immensely. Because 9 times out of 10, what they're telling you is that the floor of the asset is right there. And you can kind of see, okay, well, maybe this is a W, and we're going to start rocking and rolling, and fuck you. Okay, well, maybe this is the bottom, and we're going to start, fuck you. So I hate when I see this. That bothers me immensely. And almost every single goddamn name in this space, when I pull up a chart that looks like this, 9 times out of 10, they end up coming right back down to this goddamn bottom there. So, from one guy to another, that's what I see there. That bothers me. All right. I'm not criticizing. Skeptic 33, not and you know me, I'm not critical of any of these people. The only people that I'm really if anything, I actually respect Richard, because at least he was real. Right? And, he's half decent at what he does. He knew that when that 38.2 level was broken, that the fuckers that ran Bitcoin price up into that CME event, unregulated space, completely manipulated. I'm sorry, maybe I'll say that one more time. Completely manipulated. He knew exactly what was going on. The guy's a pretty smart guy, so actually I'm not critical of him. Actually, I admire him for at least being honest. You fuckers broke my Bitcoin, and they did. Right? I mean, the price had to go all the way, like 80% down from there. So, 80, 90%. So, at least you got to respect the guy for being honest. I don't know if I'm even looking at the right. I don't even know if I'm even looking at the right asset. Hex, wrapped, ether. I don't even know if this is even the same thing. So all I can say is I'm just looking at this price chart. This tail bothers me immensely. Bottom end of the range. Okay, what did I say about the value of one of these assets? Do you know what the actual value of one of these assets is? I only have half the story on the chart. Could be. Where else do you want me to go? Like I said, what do you want me to type in here? I'm terrible at these ask me anythings. Because I don't know what the hell you are looking at. Be specifically, what are you looking at? All right. ETH. All right. Kevin wants me to look at ETH. All right. Here we go. Okay. So, I gave you my 2 cents on that chart. And that's about all, unfortunately, I can tell you, right? We want to look at Ethereum versus dollars, Ethereum versus Bitcoins. Crypto Investitor wants me to look at ETH versus NTC. Okay, well, we'll start off with the dollar. One thing actually I really liked about Ethereum today, and I've been wondering, remember me and my crazy foggy levels? So we had this really weird situation here where one of my site OGs, and I respect him immensely, and remember, this is all opinion. All you're doing is trading setups, and your setup might not work. The key here is when your setup does work, and you'd like it to work a little bit more often than not, but when it does work, you get paid commiserately. That's the key to making money at this game if you want to call yourself a trader. But one of the sort of conundrums I had about this name was, we were coming into Jupiter Saturn Cross. We were coming into tops, and this gentleman was like, this is total harmonic level. This is a harmonic for me. I have to take this trade. I'm short, I'm short, I'm short, I'm short, I'm short. Awesome. Okay, great. Follow your plan. That's all I care. I don't know whether he took any profits on this dump. I don't know whether he got stopped out. We'll find out from him. I'll ask in the lounge. We'll see what happened. But as he was talking away, something jumped out at me here that just, it was like one of those, itches in the back of your brain, and you just can't let it go. And I just kept saying this goddamn foggy level sitting up there at 694.55, and the market just hadn't got up there. And I was like, I can't believe this is going to be done until that level was hit. So there you go. Merry Christmas. Doink. Of course, with Ethereum, again, I believe that they are still POW. Not totally certain. I know they are transitioning to POS. I have no idea when, but I think I was told it's like years from now. Obviously with the whole sort of new platform coming out, there's probably a buy the rumor. The question is, was this sort of the buy the rumor, sell the news? On an A, B, C, D perspective, we actually did hit. It looks like we've hit an objective there. And, of course, good old Foggy. Also, too, from the harmonic traders perspective, A, B, C, D, each of these levels, this blue, this gray, and this teal, they are all technically valid potential trade location levels, right? So there's a classic ABC, this is an alt ABC, and this is also an alt ABC. The key here, of course, with PRZs is what does P stand for in PRZ? I wonder if any of you guys even know. Yeah, all you YouTubers who fancy yourself harmonic traders, what does P stand for in PRZ? Giving you the full meal deal here, Kevin. You should know the answer to this. Nope. Potato. Reversal? How does that? How do you get the word reversal out of the letter P? R-E-V. E-R-S. No, there's no P's in reversal. I don't know how you got that. Potential! And then, of course, Colin's potato. Oh, Brew actually put the whole damn answer. Potential reload. No, not reload. Oh, that's wrong. Brew, you gotta get your ass in here. We gotta clean you up. You're like half educated. And this is the problem with just doing these sort of YouTube videos is you've got a little bit of information. But they always say it's actually really dangerous to just have a little bit of information and then fancy yourself a trader. That's dangerous. Anyway, PRZ. P stands for potential. So that means you have to watch as price action comes into these levels, and you have to go through the 3-step process. So, step number 1 is what? In the 3-step process. And if you don't know this, you better write it down. This is where all this 2 hours invested in listening to this idiot pays off. Step number 1 is what? I gotta get going to Liam here soon, so chop chop, people! Oh, you guys over here, Colleen got it. Felipe got it. Oh, way to go, guys. Seriously? But boo-hoo-hoo, you're gonna make me cry here. Boo-hoo-hoo! Boo-hoo-hoo! Come on to the side, bro! Bro! No? Nothing? Come on! Jeez, you guys are killing me. I know. Ming's given up. He left. Oh, thank you, Anthony. Way to go. Awesome. One of you got it. So, step number 1's location. Yeah, PRZ. That sounds like a pretty good location kind of thing. Step number 2. What's step number 2? Oh, all right. Divergence is the ideal message here, but what do we want to clearly? What is number 2? What am I going for here? I mean, divergence is beautiful, but what is it I'm actually really going for here, bro-hoo-hoo? And don't make me cry again. Meow. Hey, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, good try, Elevarn. Not quite. 2 words. Come on. 2 words. Thank you, Rule. Rule? Rules! Oh, Anthony's getting closer. All right. Oh, yeah, that's another form of it, Doran. 2 words. First word starts with an I. Second word starts with a C. Can't think of any words that rhyme with it. Very good, Jared. You got step number 1 done. That was about 5 minutes ago. We're on to step number 2. And sorry, 1. Well, that's fancy, Colin, but what is it I'm looking for here? 2 words. So close. Because think of Davos, right, Colin? Think of Davos. What am I looking for? Come on. Give it to me. I even give you the first letters of the 2 words, somebody. Oh, okay, fine. Indicator confirmation. And the best indicator confirmation is a concept we call divergence. Oh my God, that's awesome. You can study indicator they got indicators on price. They got indicators on volatility measurements. They got indicators on volume and money flow. Is that a trick question? Indicator confirmation, 2 words, I see. I think that's pretty straightforward. Too hard. Come on. And oh, by the way, bro, I don't know whether English is your native tongue. The word you're looking for there is 2TOO. So now I'm correcting your English too. What a dick. Is not. All right. All right. Okay, so indicator confirmation in the sign of something like a divergence. Interesting thing here. What do you think about volume? Is that pressing higher? Looks like it's heading higher. Price momentum. It was looking a little bit suspicious in here, eh? And then, boop, popped it up. So if anything, momentum-wise, it's nothing really to get excited about. This looks like a momentum coil. And considering, that tax loss selling stuff, actually tax loss, yeah, well, get tax gain selling, I guess we'll call it. What I see here is a coil. And oh boy, I hate when MACD coils like this. Because what's going to happen here is when you get these coils, it's going to go either break up violently and then come crashing down the other side. And noobs to this kind of trading will get sucked into this moment here. And it'll be a nice little rally for a bit. And then all fucking hell will just break loose. Seen that so many times. Or conversely, it goes the other way, right? Where we're going to break down violently, get everybody thinking bear. And then it violently shifts back to the upside. So be careful here. When you see these kind of coils and momentum like this, it's actually probably in your best interest just to leave this thing alone and just wait for either the W confirms and then you're going to be hunting this next W on the other side of this, or wait for the M to confirm and you're going to be hunting an M on the other side of this. Actually, it'd be down off of there, right? So this, if anything, makes perfect sense. Building up to that. We're coming back from the long weekend. The market is super juiced with emotion. The kids, there's lots of liquidity pools, both to the up and down side. Things could get a little fucking screwy here over the next day or two. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. And also, too, tomorrow's a weird day, right? Tomorrow is sort of a holiday for some places and sort of not a holiday. So like in Canada, for example, tomorrow is a holiday. So I don't know whether we're going to actually see relatively clean price action, or it's going to be one of these funny holiday sessions where prices are zipping all over the place. It would be the perfect scenario for them to spike Bitcoin price up to like 30, 40 G's or something in one crazy ass candle. Get everybody all fucking apeshit bullish. Andrew, you remember you were saying there that coil. See that? You see that right there? You can say, can you do more on momentum coils? So do you see the coil? You see the big blast off and then the puke out the other side. See that? It's exactly what I just said was going to probably happen here. Andrew, are you there? And the more coily it is, the tighter the coil, the bigger the, oh, fuck me. So, you could argue this is sort of the same thing here, right? Where we went like there and there. But this only had like one. So, yeah, big spike up. And then, look, they actually go and put in an M on the other side of that. So you never did get your sort of follow-through on the other side. So, but this is probably a really good working example. Big explosion to the upside, then puke out the other side. So, all right. So that's what am I trying to say here? We have location. I don't think we have indicator confirmation of a failure just yet. And, in a weird sort of way, I don't really think Ethereum's done until that big futures event. So higher highs on OBV. We got our big MACD momentum coil coming here. Something big is brewing. I like the idea into that year end, both on the corn. I mean, hell, ironically enough, Ethereum and Bitcoin are not the story right now. You want to know what the story is? It's Charlie! Charlie! Charlie, what are you doing? Look at that fucking doji on Charlie today. Woohoo! I mean, has Bitcoin gone from October, gone from 40? What are we? Tripled? Maybe Bitcoin has. It might have. Since October? I don't know. Let's see. September, October? A little bit under a triple. Not quite. Charlie did triple, so I think Charlie's outperforming. Actually, it's kind of interesting because we were looking earlier today. We were looking at things like LTC, BTC, right? Looking at these pairs, and it's interesting to see. I mean, you've heard me say this before. Is there a website that I would love for all of you guys to go and visit? Mind you, actually, you don't really see it very well here, but you might if we go. There you go. That's sloppy. It's not really that great. Cute little W here. Uh-oh, M. See you later. W. Okay, well, we're still pointing in Charlie's favor. And this kind of looks like a head and shoulders. So we're probably coming up against these highs here. As long as this keeps Wing out, it's working in Charlie's favor. I mean, I guess the issue here is would I want to take a bet one versus another. Right here. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I've shown you guys repeatedly the Charlie trade. It's actually really straightforward. And that's the irony of this. All these fucking guys. Where is Charlie? That's a damn good question. We don't hear him too much. I did hear him barking there about a few months ago. But here's Charlie. There's his trade. So we talked a few months ago about the traders getting a signal. And so the traders, they actually were told to take profits. So they're gone. The sort of swing traders, kind of AKA investors, shooting for 50% of the range. They're about halfway to the objective with a lot of wiggle room. And then, of course, the Moon Boys, they're just sitting there waiting for Moon. And who knows how long that'll be long. Yeah, it's got a long, long way to go. I remember Charlie even came out there in like September, October, said, expect Litecoin on its birthday next year to be at new highs. So could we see the next year? Maybe Charlie pulls back. What did I say was the fib that we should expect at any given point in time should happen? Any given point in time, you have to expect this to happen. Which fib is that? Good. Oh, you guys are smart in here. Let's see if any of the YouTubers get it. I think we have some. Oh, shit, I'm out of coffee. I'm out of coffee. That means this thing's over. All right, I'll wind this up here. I've been talking for about an hour and a half or so, So I hope you guys got some value out of this. So I could very easily see, as Bitcoin goes through its consolidation, I could very easily see chart, and I think this makes perfect sense. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. Look left. You can see that tail there. Probably if we do things like 50% rules, all right, that is in that traffic area. That also corresponds nicely to that Bitcoin zone that I talked about. I really like the idea of the market coming back against all this area. Probably see it better on, this kind of chart back in against here. So those are those October lows. Where the hell did I put it? Yeah, so, see, November, right in there. So, if you want to buy, and fuck, this is so cliche, it's ridiculous. Hopefully you can see, is there a letter of the alphabet here that kind of jumps out at you? And who can tell me, what would technicians call this event? I mean, stuff is so cliche, people. If we go, woohoo, and then we come back and we go, I'll even give you the word, muak, and then turn back up. What do we call that event? W? No, not quite. 2 words. Tell you, when you watch this channel, you gotta work. No more coffee. Yeah, gotta wind this show up soon. Anyone? Hey, very good. Good job. Hey. But confirmed. What? Let's not bring body parts into this. No. That's not a reload zone. Correct yourself there. Didi Stonete. Please write out Wyckoff check. Right? Checking this breakout here. Checking the original W. Could it be in a reload zone? Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if it is. Hashtag cliche. OMG. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, look at that. God, this is ridiculous. Who knows who this guy is? I mean, right on that level, too. Come on. You can't write this any better. Anyone? Have you ever seen me put that M on the screen before? Oh, that was right. Actually, whoever said the reload zone, I'm going to let you get off. You were correct. Isn't that incredible? Do you see? Brew hoo hoo. You've been watching this page long enough. Do you see a repetition of patterns here? Because really, that's all we do. It's not like we reinvent any shit. It's the same shit over and over and over. It's no accident. It's incredible, eh? Couldn't have scripted that any better. So, can you go and buy Litecoin here? I don't think that would be good for your pocketbook. Ironically enough, and I must have had this conversation with you guys before, because what we call this is the institutional fingerprint. This is basically where the smart money, probably Charlie himself for that matter, put the top in the market, the last bull market. So if this really is a top, that means they probably have shorts and they want to defend here. And what a surprise, they're going to come in, they're going to defend that level. So this is actually a really, really bad area to think about being a buyer. The one good part about this, like I said, is we got some serious buying action. Now, having said that conversation about institutional players, who do you think this is? Is it institutional people? Or is it those other people? Thank you, Colleen. What do you think, Colleen? Are you seeing the repetition in this? Do you see how it's the same crap over and over and over and over and over and over and over? Good. I've done my job. Woohoo! Oh, hit the like button, subscribe, or ring Colleen's bell. Ding, 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 ding. I really hope you guys are seeing this stuff, especially you people over on YouTube. I really need to try and convey this idea that none of this is new. The 1% want to get you FOMOing, acting out of emotion. They've got the public juiced hard here, whether it be celestial crap, whether it be horrible political leadership, whether it be sickness, the fear of sickness, whether it be collapsing currencies. They have got you juiced. You are fucking freaked out right now. And that is exactly what's supposed to happen. The question here is, are you going to act with your pocketbook right now? And I gotta tell you, probably not in your best interest. Probably best to put your wallet away. But at the same time, I can't tell you what to do with your money. It's your money. So probably a really great sort of dovetail to this is how do professionals come into the market? Oh, okay, wait. This guy's like, fucking please look at OMG. All right. We'll take it. Now, if the message isn't good, don't be angry at me, okay? You want to look at it versus Bitcoin versus dollar? Or versus euro? Versus Japanese yen? I don't know. What do you want to look at? I know this person was like, OMG, can you please? OMG USDT. All right, well, I see something up there. Let's go. OMG USDT. Bang. Oh, boy, that doesn't look very good. Oh, Jesus. You really want me to give you my opinion? Maybe I'll just, I'm just going to simply say I would not be a buyer here. My own personal money, I would not be a buyer here. I really don't like when I see market structure that's bearish. Right? So the breakdown through that level, that's a problem. So my hunch is, remember we were talking about those wicks and tails about that little coin there earlier? So if I wanted to be a buyer, this tail right here looks very interesting to me, right down in there. But then also too, right? I mean, look left, right? If we lose these lows, where's the next support? It's all the way down here. So this is where we get into major problems about picking bottoms. Where the hell is the bottom? The way I might look at this is say, you might have looked at this and gone, well, maybe there was a trade in here. The fact that it lost these lows means whatever, if you're even the slightest bit bullish through here, that's over. It's just over. Did you get recent DLT and big theta run? I did well, but only through your edutainment. Well, that's cool. Awesome. Yeah, I know. I was in this big fucking moment there, Garrett. And then this guy says, all right, derail him. So, and if anything, this is one thing I really don't like about venture capital people. I mean, just let's be honest. Yeah, is this a natural growth rate? Is that sustainable? Is it healthy? Is it hold on to a bull? How about that? Usually when you see this, and this is why I'm very skeptical about Bitcoin right now. Usually when you see this kind of price action, and it means that the market's going through the price discovery process. It needs more time to sort of figure out what the hell this damn thing is worth. Ironically enough, what is the angle that Mr. Gann would like to see assets follow that tells you that this is a very natural, healthy growth rate? Gee whiz, Cole answered that question first. What a surprise. So, if you had come to me down here and said, Brian, look at it. It looks like it's at the bottom end of its rating range. They're giving this thing away. Can't find a friend. And you say, okay, well, I got that low, and then I got this high. And then look at what's going on here, Brian. You see how it just keeps making higher lows and higher highs? And, geez, I got kind of like W's down here. This is when I'm super interested, right? Here, that doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like that at all. If we can go through this consolidation here, kind of like this, and you see that it starts making higher lows and higher highs. Okay. There's maybe something to do there. Nice trend line breakout. Woohoo! But when it looks like this, there's just nothing. There's nothing to do. And really, I can't even tell you where the hell damn thing's going to bottom because it's probably going to saucer out, right? So that's somewhere over here. Let's see where that takes us. There we are. Whoa, right through the whole fucking year. That could very easily be the case. So, I'm just full of sunshine and lollipops today, eh? Oh, Anyway, I will say this is exactly the same thing as 2017, primarily 2017. Be very, very careful about spending your money, please, everybody. Please be very careful about spending your money. And so now we will go into the dovetail. Segue? I don't know. Let's say you inherited $5,000 from Uncle Louie, who just died, and somebody pitched you the idea of OMG. Keep in mind, most people in the stock market and investing, they only see this. And really, a lot of the time, they only see this. Oh, geez, that's not a good sign. Oh, strong sell. Hey. how do you handle? Like, I took all my money Uncle Louie gave me, and I bought this idea, and I don't know. Is it going up? Is it going down? What do I do? Half of our job at TRI is to try and convey to you this concept we call the process. Where, yeah, actually, it's right. I'm seeing a lot of these down coin votes. They're all Wing out B2 drive. So if you come on the site and you go through the screener, and I do my little W screener, and all of these bear fucking proxies, they're all coming up here like crazy. I don't know, one of these. Where is it? Yeah, look at this. This is funny. So daily bullish, 52-week, 50% level far away with a daily bullish sign. We've got XRP down. Was that a good signal? I think that was a pretty damn good signal before that thing fell apart. YFI down. TRX down. I thought that was fascinating that we're getting a lot of these down proxy names all firing buy signals. So you're right. There is something wrong with all this. It's another problem. The bear proxies are all Wing out. Oh, what the fuck? Anyway. So remember, this is what the public sees, right? Or maybe they, they're on some fucking blog or something and some guy's shilling an idea on a video. Oh, man, the next best thing is the sliced bread. So you remember that thing, the process. How much money of this $5,000 that I invested is actually a realistic amount to risk without me really starting to get pretty stressed out? Remember, I'm supposed to be having fun at this, not fucking losing sleep at night. Turns out that there are actually formulas. And you don't have to put all your money at risk on one trade. I very quickly walked you through the 3-step process, but I'll tell you, I've had people in the past tell me that 3-step process, if I can just learn that 3-step process, location, indicator confirmation, market structure, if I can just learn that, it makes this whole game of investing way easier. But nobody teaches you this shit anywhere except one place. We put together this really cool page a while ago, and I like it because I'm not going to sit here and tell you how wonderful my teaching is, because frankly that's bullshit. I hate listening to salesmen pitch their own product. I don't care. What I want to hear is from people who have bought the product. I know I'm done looking at assets. Look, I'm winding this up here now. So when David, one of our OGs, and he basically runs sort of the marketing campaigns we do through these new school terms, when he put this page together for me, I was immensely pleased because, as I said before, I don't want you to consider joining TRI based on me and what I say. That sounds kind of weird. Well, isn't it your company, Brian? Well, technically we're a partnership here, but anyway, that's here nor there. If you are going to join TRI, it's because of what you see, the changes, as you're saying they're random, that you've seen in other people. And how other people are like, fuck, man, this product's awesome, man. You got to buy it. So that's what this page does really well. Also, too, we have a couple really cool videos. Remember I had talked there a few minutes ago about that 3-step process and how it really changes.
Yeah, life-changing. Yeah.
That's
For
what...
me,
life-changing.
That guy right there. Whoop, now he's gone. He even says it in the video.
Life-changing.
This guy right here. And now this guy here and this guy here, they actually run their own fucking mutual fund over there in UK. They're fund managers. They didn't know how to fucking trade out of a paper bag before they met me. And this guy's like super Mr. Businessman. He's probably going to own half the world by the time he's done now. Anyway, so I love this page as a way for you to get to know us without coming on the site and being bombarded by 20 different people and shit. Just poke around. Now, the good part about this page is if you are interested in learning, we do have a term where just, on the same trimester as sort of university programs kind of stuff. Every trimester we have a new term starting up, and we have another new term coming up, and we do a raffle. And Brew-hoo-hoo, this kind of like Colin and his random task. I'm not going to let Brew-hoo-hoo enter the contest 500 times, so he skewed the results towards him. You get to enter once. Oh, that's cool, Jared. Awesome. Cool. Thank you for that feedback. Love that. And it's for a seat in this upcoming term. And, well, there you go, Jared. This is your opportunity. Join the site. And, of course, Kevin and I will do a big raffle for that seat beginning of January. So it gives you lots of notice. Good couple weeks. Pop on. And if you're really lucky, mind you, Jared there, Brew-hoo-hoo, he's not gonna be too happy if you win and he doesn't. Anyway, and as I told you, if some clown, no, I'm not gonna say that. If some very typical public person can justify paying $26 for a burger and fries, the price of this shit's got to go up. And it's got to go up like maybe 2 or 3-fold just to stay level. So don't be surprised if you see the prices of this program going up dramatically in the future. Don't be surprised at all. If people could justify paying $26 for a goddamn fucking hamburger, then for $1,000 to change your life, I think maybe that might have to go to 2,000 or 3,000 just for us not to feel like we're just giving this away for free. Okay, so there's your sales pitch. Join the raffle. Come and learn a little bit about the site and what we do. And then also remember, and we put the link in these videos, that we have a 30-day trial. Brew-hoo-hoo. I've told you repeatedly, you should be in that trial at the very least. And you can come in and participate in the daily briefs and all that kind of stuff. I know. I mean, oh, Jared, don't get me started. I give this shit away. And the worst part about it is it's actually not in your best interest for you to get this for free. That's the worst part about all this. But oh well. Okay, so come and join the raffle. Good luck. Of course, I think it's a great offer for you to join our school program anyway. Our instructors are top notch. I would personally vouch for all of them, and I think our community just kicks ass. I'm really proud of the people that are here day in, day out. They're such good people. They're very, very lucky. Very lucky. Guys like this. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. This guy. This is a very typical TRI guy.
On my last video, I got hit by multiple scam comments, so I decided...
On these crazy videos, it's ridiculous how many fucking scam post bullshit that I have to delete every single day. But it's people like Josh here. They're actually looking out for your best interest. They're trying to help you. So go watch his video. Of course, George bringing it. I'm actually surprised. He's talking to a lot of people that I don't know. I think it's a bit overdue that these people and I have a conversation. I mean, all of them. They're missing some pieces to the puzzle that I actually think that they really need, that they're not incorporating into the conversation. So if anybody knows George, we should probably try and reach out and do a show together. I think he has the best intentions, no doubt about it. It's just that he doesn't look at a big enough historical picture. It's too small. So George, expand your thinking. Look over the past 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. All right. Oh, and by the way, still waiting for my fills. I was promised a fill at $500,000 a Bitcoin. Where's my fills? All right, everybody. Let's hope the cash market does this when it opens tomorrow. Who knows? Play from a position of strength. Try not to take them wooden nickels. All the best. PMA for the win. The only thing left for Brian to say here, have yourself an awesome rest of your day, week. Wish me luck with Liam. Off to him in about an hour. All the best, and bye.